All right, Facebook family, here we go. Got a new car coming in today, and I wanted to talk to you about this 2-for-1 video. What was I talking about with strut tower repair? So here's the car. This is the second car from this customer. He takes them and he rides the wheels off of them. He takes them to the drift race track. Not something I think of every time I think of a Mustang. I usually think of like a circle track, like a road course. I think of drag racing, but I guess drifting is just one more of those events that Foxbodies are popular for. So I'll be unloading this car here soon. It's I think it's a 91. And Eric here is one of our better customers. This is the second Mustang he's dropped off now. He's repairing what normally would be a car I would just throw in the junkyard back here for rusty strut towers, rusty floor pans, rotted torque boxes. He's shown me what he can do now with not only this second Mustang from him, he's now got a third. The third Mustang he bought, the towers were gone, and he's already repaired them. So we're gonna work together, Eric and I. He's looking for side work. So I know there's a lot of us out there that are looking for rolling chassis because the car we have is not fixable. We're gonna try and save some of your cars. But first, I need to stop wasting everybody's time here. And I need to get this car unloaded. So let's do that, and then I'm gonna be happy to answer anybody's questions. We'll talk about the car that's coming in and be able to see what we might be able to do to get your strut towers done. I'm hitting the subframe connectors.
Keep on going.
Oh, yeah, right. Throw it, right?
Good.
That's perfect, actually. Yeah, working on a Sunday in the rain. Football season. This is Mustang season. All right, let's see who else we got. What's up, Andy? All right, everybody. So it's a Notch, or what used to be a Notch, but this car was saved by the seller here. I want to show the repair work that he did, and then I'll show you guys what else is left on the vehicle here. So I mean, we are going to part it out. If somebody interested in the shell, they're out of their mind, but
Here's my number.
thank you very much, Dave. Pleasure meeting you.
Give me a call if I can help you out. I will.
Absolutely.
I gotta go next area. All right. Thank you.
She's ready to do the paperwork with you. You got the title?
I got it. The old glove box.
It's in the truck.
In the car.
In this car?
Yeah.
Oh, all right.
Because otherwise I'll have to forget it.
Oh, right. So I'll show you guys the befores and afters of this car, because it actually was a decent looking vehicle before it ripped the strut tower open. Oh, I thought he repaired this tower. Yeah, he did. All right, so he repaired this tower here already on this car. First Mustang I think he's owned. First car that he'd repaired the strut tower on, but he's a welder by trade. So, I mean, what better person do you want working on your car than not only somebody that knows how to weld, but is also a Mustang enthusiast? This is a 91?
Yeah.
Whoa.
Shit, this thing is wobbly.
Yeah. Yeah, here. So it's mostly a 91. All right, so what's funny is this is actually, like I was saying in the first live stream before we got cut off, this is the second car I've received from Eric. This car here came from him months ago. This is an 89 LX convertible 505 speed donor. We are located in New Lenox, Illinois. You can find us on, obviously, here on Facebook, but you'll also find links to a YouTube channel and our website, which is EncoreMPW.com. MPW stands for Mustang Parts Warehouse. But so Eric took the Notch, which of course is, as we all know, the top of the line, the primo, the #1 sought after, or the diamond in the rough, whatever you call it. He took this really nice original convertible, took what he needed from it. We bought the parts car, so we're gonna have an 89. Most of the wiring is still here. It's got the 8.8, the pedal assembly, the gauge cluster, the door panels, the interior panels were taken off of it. That car became this car. Like I was saying about strut tower repair, this car needed it, and Eric did the work. And what we've talked about since I've met him and since I've been to his place and I saw his next car, strut towers were pretty much non-existent. And I mean, we're kind of stuck between a rock and a hard place. Yeah, I mean, we can buy frame rail sections from other vehicles. We can try and section 2 cars into one, but I mean, at this point in time, I think as long as we have solid, safe strut towers, most of us aren't going to care what it looks like. So I'm excited to show you what he's already done, and he's looking for side work. And what I'm expecting to do here is take any of these vehicles that are salvageable, that need strut towers, and I'm going to give him as much side work as I possibly can to keep these cars alive. That's the whole name of Encore. The name Encore means let's see it perform again. So yeah, I might be able to part a car out and make X amount. I don't mind making X minus 1 if it keeps another butt in the chair. So I'm going to show you another car he's going to be taking. The first car we're going to let him take is an 85 purple Notchback. If there's a lot of you guys who've been watching and girls who've been watching the Facebook page, I've been trying to sell this car all year for like 900 bucks. It's this purple Notchback all the way in the corner over there. And as soon as I show pictures of the strut towers, everybody says, forget it, forget it, forget it. Well, those days are over. He's going to take that car, he's going to put his strut tower fix in them for another customer of ours who's selling us his rot box, basically. And I hope to continue to take any car here, give them to Eric, and it's not something he's doing just for us. He's looking for side work. So if you're located anywhere in the Chicagoland area, Wisconsin, Indiana, and you can get your car over to him, of course you'll have to probably schedule it up because he's only got one bay and he's got his own drift car that is going to be in the garage. But doing a little double promotion here, I want to make sure you guys know we got a 91 Notch 5.0 5-speed car in. It's got the correct wiring harness. Actually, this wiring harness came from Encore when he bought the 89. This car was maybe a 4-cylinder or didn't have the correct harness, so it's going to have a 91 engine harness that's already been ours. I don't know I mean, this is my second or third look at the vehicle. I looked at it before it came in. I don't know what's going to be salvageable and what's not. The car currently does have a clean title. And I'll just leave it there. You guys can contact me direct if you have any questions about that. It's a titanium interior. The new car he bought is a 89. So that's going to have smoke gray. And we asked him to salvage anything that's going to be ruined or thrown out from the other car. So I've got a smoke gray cloth notch rear seat. The interior panels I asked him to bring are here. .140 gauge cluster for an airbag car. Eric was nice enough to having 2 computers leave us 1 extra. And I'm sorry I'm not answering your live right now, everybody. I'm just going through this vehicle, kind of get my own bearings on it. And I know that as soon as I hit the stop live button, I'm going to have 100 questions. So I want to make sure I'm educating myself on what's going on here. Hey Mike, thanks for answering a couple questions. Dennis, yeah, I saw you post something the other day, Dennis, about us being in the backyard. Yeah, I'd like to have you out. Just get with me before you do, because we are an online only business, meaning that there is no walk-ins, only because I really like to make sure that I can provide the best parts available to you. If you walked in here and said, give me your 91 engine harness, the one in this vehicle here might not be the best. I really like to make sure that when I get parts out for people that they're clean, they're tested, they're prepped. But you guys are absolutely welcome to stop by. Just let me know when you'd like to make an appointment. Any other questions? Any other questions? Hey, Dalton, my best bud from the internet. Man, can't wait to buy you a beer someday. I'm really looking over this car, gentlemen. I don't see much salvageable. I mean, quarter windows obviously are salvageable, some door pieces, but as far as shell goes, and once I lower it down, you'll see that this thing is buckled. It's buckled bad. But, you know, we all learn the ropes when we're driving cars. I know I wrecked a couple Mustangs in my day on the street. I could not imagine trying to learn how to drift and put a car together from scratch myself. Actually, Eric here put 2 cars together to make one, so I give him props for even going through all of that. And I'm telling you guys, this guy is quick. This guy is quick and efficient. So we got a wiring harness. We got a wiring harness. We got a front headlight support, but I see he's made some, I don't know if that's Ram Air deal there. So no bumper support. Looks like it didn't have a front impact, so these shocks should be salvageable. Front impact shocks. I love my cowl panels. I don't know if that one made it or not. Hey Mike, I know we haven't talked in a while since you worked here last, but I have taken the advice you've given me to heart, sir. And one of the things that you told me was, Josh, every question that comes to the desk needs your approval, your input. You know what we have in stock. We know what the prices are, and I've put an ad out there for hiring somebody, and I think it's going to be the best thing I ever did for this company. I've really been trying to, I mean, some of you guys know locally, some of you know from out of town that I put in a good 100 hours a week here trying to man the orchestra by myself, and there's some pride in that, but there's also, you know, I see how that's just not going to be the future of this company. I've been trying for years to just figure it out right, and they're so popular. These are going to be the hottest collector car, I think, for the next 20 years. And if I ever want to get out and do something like this myself, I haven't been on a racetrack in years, and it's because I'm really dedicated to the company. And everybody thinks this is a cool place to work, and I agree. But I need to spread the workload out. So Mike, thank you very much for telling me, if you remember, that Josh, you need to get this place where anybody can walk in here and they can do a job. So I've been working on that ever since you told me. We'll work for parts. Yeah, the property owner had something to say about that, and it's liability reasons. Of course, I understand why he said nope. If they don't have workers' comp, and that's another reason why I was working solely for so long, is without you know, the people that actually own this property being on board, Encore would have to move, close down, find another location, and that's just not in the cards for me. So I have expanded the team. He's already a Facebook fan and a customer here. I'll let him introduce himself when he comes in. But this is what I wanted to get back to you guys with the strut tower repair. So you've seen the 91 notch. It's got some quarter windows and maybe a pedal assembly, a computer, and a harness. That's about all I see there of any uniqueness. But this car here is the one I was talking about. That this car, it's a notch. Anybody would look at this car and say, I don't care how rusty it is, I need a notch. But when you actually look at the strut towers, and I'm very upfront, I'm very honest when I sell things. I had a couple folks that said, dude, we're coming from St. Louis, we'll be there tomorrow, pull the car out and we'll take it. I say, hey guys, you know, I got to move a couple dead cars back here, and you know, how about I show you a video of this car? And as soon as they saw the strut towers, they said, nope, forget it. But I don't think Eric's seen under the hood of this car yet, but I already saw what his car used to be and see what it is now. I mean, he took it from a 2 out of 10 strut tower and made it a 9 out of 10 strut tower. It only lost 1 point because it just ain't pretty. It don't look factory. So what? If I crash into somebody, I don't care if it's how it looks. I care that it's going to be strong and support me, and I want to make sure when I turn my car that the K-member goes with me. But Jordan's on his way out here right now. Jordan's the one who's interested in buying this car here. And so what probably will end up happening is I'll document what this car was, before Jordan and Eric get their hands on it, and then when it's done. So you guys will be able to see what a terrible, I mean, I can see the car next to it by looking through the strut tower here. So now I'm here to answer your questions. Anybody got any questions about any of the work that can be done here with any side work that you guys are looking for? Any other questions about this car? Any other cars that you see? This is an 85. Then we bought it as is, basically. It's just a notchback roller. I had to save it, but wasn't able to. Hey Mark, what's up, dude? Why don't you stop by once in a while? Forget what you look like. Got to hear about your son, hear about your wife, got to hear about your life. And I was checking out your truck ad, man. As much as I love Ford, a lot of my customers come out here with Chevy trucks. I was peeping that thing. Mark, you're lucky enough to have a rust-free car. I was explaining earlier before you joined in about how I'd say 7 out of 10 cars that are here for Strut Tower. I mean, they might be clean, they might be original paint, they might be V8 and 5-speed. I mean, for example, here's a 90 GT with a straight body, a good roof. The car had most of its interior with it. I mean, it's already had its Strut Tower repair one time, but obviously Eric didn't do it because I'm sure his work will hold up a lot better than that. But that was kind of the plan here, was to help him get some side work and save as many of these cars as we can. They don't make them anymore. Will 4-lug Mustang rims fit on a 94 Escort? It doesn't ring a bell like I know it's going to work, or I've heard of it. I know some of the older, I might even be wrong to say some of the old Mustang 2 stuff are the only, is it 4x108? Maybe somebody watching knows if it's 4x108 is the correct bolt pattern. I'm gonna try and get up underneath this car real quick. You're selling a Stang? Well, you know, priorities, I guess. But I'd be happy to promote it on the page for you. I know there's a couple Encore pieces in here, or in your car, that are from here. So this Maximum Motorsport control arm, we expect to be bent, buckled. It ripped the ball joint right out of it, so we don't expect there to be really any salvageable parts that are aftermarket. I mean, there's subframe connectors on this car. They're not even worth probably trying to cut them out and salvage them. If they were just bolt-in only, I'd say maybe I'd take them. Actually, I've seen worse floor pans. So if somebody were really interested in a piece of floor pan or a torque box or something that's still solid here, I'd have no problem taking it off. Rockers are another thing around here that are kind of hard to find. This one seems to be, except for the holes for the wide body kit, that one seems to be pretty decent. There are hatch latches available on our website. I know they're $65 for a non-powered hatch latch, and then you'll have to check the price for a powered one, but a non-powered is key only. Last gentleman who bought one last night actually said, I got a race car, I don't want the extra weight, just give me something that latches my hatch. So that's probably what I can recommend for you there, is go check the website, and you'll have 2 options there. It's EncoreMPW.com. That's ENCOREMPW for Mustang Parts Warehouse. Definitely need a hand if you're running the show. Yeah, I've been trying to figure out how. I mean, this business was something that I didn't expect to start back in 2004. It just kind of happened, and I've been trying to figure out for years now. Am I going to have a team of people? Am I going to, rent this building out here and put lifts in it and have mechanics in it and try and do disassembly and assembly and build cars? Well, my clientele has spoken. They want me to do it all. So yes, I did hire some help. It's a young man who doesn't really know how to work on them yet. We're going to work on that together. But he definitely knows what an 8.8 is. He definitely knows mass airflow. The young man's had, I think he's had 7 Mustangs by the time he's 17. And what better way to get somebody in who's probably going to stick around and stay? I mean, once you start teaching him and he starts learning the ropes of not just these cars, but how this business operates. I hope to have more cars come in. I hope to get some newer cars in. Seems to be that those 5.0 cars won't just, nobody's found a better engine transplant. So it seems like the 5.0 Coyote cars are going to be something I need to look at. I could buy, you know, five Foxbodies, or maybe 2 or 3 of those, or 1 or 2 of those, because there's so many people going after them all at the same time. It's hard for me to get a, I don't want to say a good deal, but you know, it's like hungry hippos out there. You put one coyote in one, and we have access to the salvage auctions. It doesn't matter. People from, you know, Georgia and Texas and Florida, they all can outbid or bid against me. And being that this is something new to me, if I bought a coyote today, you know, it's gonna be getting rained in. I don't have much inside storage here for like the leather seats and some of the other premium parts that come along with it. So it'll be a little bit of time. Might even be 2020 before there's a newer generation in here, but I'm definitely paying attention to it. The whole reason I got into this business is parts fit from 79 to 04 back then, or even 79 to 93. But now they're making it, you know, 79 to 2019. You can grab a Coyote engine, drop it in one of these, almost no problem. You can go to LMR, you can go to American Muscle, you can find the swap K-member kits, and unfortunately, there is the LS. And I don't want to say unfortunately for any of you who have done it. Just not my cup of tea. I'll drive this blue Ford truck into the ground because I got blue blood going through my veins. Hey Harley, yeah, I think we talked about those 2 Capris. And actually, now that you mention it, bud, I saw you had a comment in a post. I saw you posted those cars. I think it was last night. You said you might be looking for a truck. Let me take back anything bad I said about this blue Ford over here. It will either come home with me or it will be replaced here soon. It's an 03 with 111,000 miles on it. It's gas and 4x4. So if you want to discuss maybe how to get those Capris here and take a truck home, there might be that one available. Let me see, did I miss any other comments? Lumpy, you are welcome to put in time here. What I talked about with the young hire right now is I said, hey, this is an online only business. We are not 9 to 5. We are not Monday through Friday. I said, if you want to put in a different shift than what you would think is a normal shift, hey, we could start at 8 p.m. and work till 4 in the morning. It doesn't matter to me. I own the place. I'm not getting any younger. And I'd like to see those coyotes get here as quick as we can. So if I gotta open the shop up because somebody's shift, hey man, I can only work from 10 p.m. to X amount, that's fine. We just need to figure it out and get it scheduled. Yeah, Ray. If Eric lets me, I'll put up some of the drift videos that he had of this car when it was on the track. Actually, the 8.8 that he had in here came from one of our, it was a 96 GT that we recently parted out. There's a lot of stuff that came from here that's in this car. Like I said, the wiring harness earlier. I believe, even though these control arms, we already checked them out, even though these control arms are probably junk from the factory, I will have a full set of whoever made these, uppers and lowers. The lowers are here already. Eric and I did some business a couple weeks ago where I bought the rear end that came with the new car out of it, and the lowers were still attached. I took them off, and I'll have a full set. But there are some companies out there making some junk right now. I'm gonna go ahead and say, yeah, these arms are great. They'll probably last forever, but the bushings just, I mean, these arms look brand new, and the bushings are junk. So I will have a set of full upper and lower tubular arms. Blake, yeah, let me go back to, let me show everybody what's going on here. Now this is something I've decided to do, and it's the county and the property owner have all said this is not ever going to be a pick and pull. For insurance reasons, I don't want people out here getting hurt. I know what I used to do when I went to the junkyard. If I wanted a quarter window, I would cut the seatbelt, I would break the plastic, so I don't let people come out here and pull parts. And it is an online only business at this point in time. Now that means you can order this quarter glass, and you can come pick it up after I've got it prepared and cleaned and ready to go, and get this Spider-Man sticker off of here or whatever. But you should almost expect that every part that will come off of a Mustang is going to be shipped. For example, this is a set going right now to New Jersey. The gentleman bought 2 windshields, a hood, a front bumper, a back bumper, and I'm making a crate. I'm bracing it. I'm making sure that these parts are not going to get there damaged. And I've been basically cornered into shipping parts now for quite some time. So I've shipped whole cars, half cars. I've shipped cars to Australia. I've shipped clips. I've shipped convertible tops. That gentleman bought basically half of a car. Walk around to the truck? Sure. Sonic Blue, I think they only made this Ford pickup in 03. Sonic Blue. Rust. Not so much in the frame, more in the body. And that's because it sits here over dirt. I bought this truck, I think 12 years ago with 55,000 miles on it. It's only got double that now. It's got 110, 111 might have turned over, but it just sits here. And I know, we all know that Ford trucks rot in the quarter panels. There's nothing you can do about that. It's got the black with the gray interior. Digital dash, so I can't read the exact mileage today, but it does everything I've ever needed it to. I think I might have floored the gas pedal in this truck 3 times. I really am easy on things because, well, it's a Ford, and if you put the gas pedal down too many times, you're gonna end up getting put back home on a wrecker. All right, so we didn't triangulate our times all that great, but here's Jordan, I believe. He's the one buying the purple car. So what's gonna happen now is Eric dropped off this car. He's gonna show Jordan, I think, a little bit about this strut tower repair. They've already chatted about how to get this purple car over to his house. But now Jordan's coming out to make sure that this car is gonna work for him. He's gonna talk to Eric about when can the strut towers be repaired, how much is he gonna charge to do it. I'm sure I'll be involved in case there's any factory metal that needs to be included, but I'm telling you guys, Eric was able to basically make something from nothing. I cannot believe that the work that he did on the car that he's currently got. I didn't see it too much before, but the after is, like I said, it's 9 out of 10. And the only reason it gets that point knocked off is because you could tell it's not factory, but it's probably stronger than the factory. He showed me like how Ford uses, I don't know if this is a 1/16 of an inch doubled up. He's got an 1/8 of an inch piece of metal straight all the way through, and he like patched the tower and then patched the rail and mated them together. So it's all that we need. What's up, dude? Want to say hi to Facebook?
What's up?
All right, well, I'll let him take a look at his car. I haven't seen too many any straight rust-free coupe roofs from John. All right, John, let's do it. If Jordan doesn't buy this car, I'll cut this roof off for you. No, I'm just playing with him, just pulling his leg. This car right here has been promoted on the page a time or two, and it's actually, my plan is to see if I can fit 2 notchback bodies on one trailer. I'm going to take this car here, pull the roof off, any last seat belts, wiring harnesses, metal. I'm going to try and fit the car from Eric today on the trailer with this one. This is another emerald green. It's a 92 notch. As far as I recall, this particular roof is clean. Now, if you want to look straight through its back window, I've got another notch roof cut off back there, very complete. There are, I think, 3 or 4 more notchback roofs that are cut off, but I'd love to have you tell me where you want this one cut, and I'd cut this one to suit, and I'll just put it on a pallet and ship it out, John. So if you want to let me know what size you need. What's nice is it's raining today, so I do see, makes it easy to see that there's a dimple in the middle. I'll check the windshield frame because I know that's the main area that we look for rust. So of course it's cracked here in the factory seam or factory lead in area, but I don't see any rust across the top. It actually feels like it's still factory original metal. So you can go on the website, and I do have notchback, hatchback, T-top and sunroofs available for the Foxbody. So you can go on there and see what I would ask for. This would probably not be a perfect roof because I already see a dinger, a dinger in it. So I wouldn't call that a grade A. I'd call that a B right off the bat because it's flawed. But I'm looking over it right now, and I really don't see any major flaws with it. So that's a 92 notch roof. as far as I see, without any major rust, just in the seam here. But across the windshield area, I've heard the horror stories of people go, oh my God, my roof is so gone. I tried to caulk it and it won't stop. Let's see what other roofs I got out here today. Anybody need a sway bar? Yep, I do have another notchback roof section. So I've got this notchback roof section here. This was a 92 coupe. This one was rust free for sure. And then if anybody needs a T-top roof. Unfortunately, I cut the cars up. I know everyone's so concerned about the rarity of a notch or a T-top notch. I don't think I've ever had a T-top notch to cut one up. But I know some of these cars, it was like, you know what, nobody's buying it. I tried to give these cars away for $800, $1,000 because of the roof, but the chassis were so rough. Thanks, John, appreciate it. Yeah, the cars were so rough, I ended up just taking the roofs off of them. And what I learned, maybe I can even show you guys, teach you guys something right now. You can take your hardtop, as Ford did, or I believe the company name was Cars and Concepts. So I also have here just the skeleton of T-top roof. Or of what, so you really just install this panel. If you guys want me to do another video or some kind of tutorial on it, I mean, this is all that it really is. It's just a panel that gets riveted to the factory roof. All Ford did was they just came in there and cut the painted metal out. Got any rust-free roller shells? Absolutely. Yeah, this right here is the junk yard or the parts cars, more or less. I mean, that's why I said this car for Jordan. These guys are now talking about how to get him fixed up. It's in the middle of the pile here because that car is not necessarily something I need to keep inside under security and heat and humidity controlled environment. I would say right here there's about 90 cars. There might be 3 more that are salvageable or something that can be fixed. In a couple other buildings, a couple other locations, I keep some pretty clean cars. I've got a 79 pace car with a roll cage in it. I've got an 83 GT that only has an original 40,000 miles on it. It's actually a running car, but I'd consider selling that probably just as a roller. You got to buy it with the interior. Then there's a couple other notchbacks. There's one other T-top car. I have an 82 GL T-top car being stored. That's clean. Oh, there's just so many. Maybe you could tell me a little bit about what you want, and I can go hand pick out some pictures for you, or I might even have some pictures taken. Usually when I buy a clean car, I take pictures of it like I did with this one. I'll take pictures of it the day I get it, and when it goes in the building to be stored away, it's really hard for me to get pictures. I park them just like I do here, real tight. I've got some good four-eyed cars. I have another Capri. This Capri did finally get sold. It was a turnkey 505 speed car, but I have its twin. I have a white one like this. It's an 86 Capri, rust-free, Arizona car, clean title. The other car has a sunroof. Thank you, Ray. Yeah, Ray, actually, it's a building I share with a customer, and the customer was selling a car at the time that Ray came out and bought. It was an 86 Notch. Hopefully you got a hold of Hank, Ray. If not, let me know. But hopefully you guys got together so you got that paperwork straightened out. But yeah, Ray's been in there to see what's in there. I think there's about 15 clean Mustangs in there. There's some black interior airbag cars that I know I've got. And I do have a couple New Edge and SN95 cars also. Oh, I can't touch the book. It's raining pretty good out here. Wish I was closer. Hey John, we ship. I don't know if you were watching earlier, but this is basically a. I just have to do this again just so everybody's clear, because I know it's kind of odd to have a place with so much stuff that you really can't just come out and shop. But this is a not open to the public, online only store, and that is at this time. What's unfortunate is it didn't start out this way, and I met so many of you good customers back in the day when things were kind of more carefree. Come out, shoot the breeze, we look at stuff, but it just kind of got out of hand. I mean, that's a good thing. That means that the demand is up and I've got the supply, so I'm kind of sitting in a sweet spot. But it just got to where people were coming out here doing burnouts or just coming out to look around, and it just, you know, we're here to run a business. This is not a playground. This is not, we're not here for entertainment. That's why I'm doing these live videos. That's why I try to keep up on Facebook pretty often. I do YouTube videos once or twice a week. I just started Instagram, guys, so I don't know much about it. I think I'm too old. #geezer. But if you guys want to get on an Instagram page, I might be able to show you some things there that you can't see out here because you're it's my fault at this time. We're going to work on that. We're trying to get rid of about 15 cars by the end of the year. That'll probably be mostly scrapped cars, but Jordan, I think they just looked at it and everybody's over there smiling and talking. So I think they figured out that Jordan's going to be pulling this purple car out of here. And there are a lot of 5.0 cars that still have their drivetrains in them. Yeah, John, I will do that. So I think the plan now is to get the good engines out of these cars, probably just chop the whole firewall and just, oh yeah, there's another T-top roof there. I think the plan for these 5.0 cars that are complete by the end of this year is to just loosen the K-member, you know. I'll probably come in and take these last 2 bolts on either side, torch, cut, who knows, maybe there'll be no strut tower left. I'm just gonna take all the drivetrains out, hack these cars up, throw away the bodies, and hopefully in the next year to 2 years, it'll go back to the way it used to be. You'll be able to come in, we'll be able to shoot the breeze, we'll be able to open hoods and walk around, and I'll hopefully have some nice clean cars for sale. That's why I'm hiring these extra hands to come in here now. And I don't know if he'll be turning wrenches with me, but at least he'll be using the label maker, and we'll be putting things in boxes. And it's been difficult for me to advertise this place in a fashion that makes sense for both me and you. I mean, I don't know that I have pictures of this red two-tone GT bumper here, but I bet there's dozens of people out there looking for it. So what I'm hoping to do with getting some more people in here is have pictures of the exact products available, have them off the vehicle, ready for pickup, ready for shipping. And again, I appreciate everybody hanging out and giving me your input, but it's been a long time coming before I had an actual employee come out here who's going to be approved by, he's even part of co-op with the Lincoln Way School District. So that's going to be pretty cool to see if we can get the new generation interested in these. To them, I mean, these are 40-year-old cars. I mean, that's like me grabbing a 1957 T-Bird and thinking it's the hottest car on the planet. But all right, well, I see these guys are waiting here to pick up where I left off. Let's see what we got. Ivan, what's up? A huge dent on the back side near my taillight. On the driver's side, I'm looking for a rear fender and a sunroof. So in the warehouses here, I have probably 25 sunroofs that are off. And I hate doing this. You know, I tell you I got 25 of them. I'm not sure if I'll be able to show them to you. I usually, at this point in time, because I'm so overwhelmed with interest, I usually ask somebody to either place the order 100% or at least make me some kind of good faith deposit because there are people waiting for their orders that made their order on the internet. And before I go and show somebody this black pony wheel, I want to make sure that the orders, like that crate that's sitting over out front, I got to get that kind of stuff out that's paid for. People are waiting. He's even told me my car's in the shop. Before I go and show a lot, but I hope after seeing this video, and I'm sure a lot of you have been following the page for a while, you know the stuff is here. Just need to give me some time now to straighten up, get the inventory together, and I hope to, I don't want to say reinvent the wheel here, but bring you a whole new kind of way to buy. And like I said, if I can get comfortable with some of these new social media things, I'll probably gonna go ahead and do that. So. All right, well, I'm gonna look one more time. Definitely need them turbines. Brutal on shipping. I usually use UPS and I'll ship 2 wheels at a time. Like I'll pack this set and that set, and I usually can get them shipped for under $100 a set of 4. And a huge dent on the backside near their taillight and driver's side. Yeah, I've got quarter panels in the back here. I've got quarter panels cut off. I have car sections that are left over just for their body pieces. There's actually an extremely clean, low mile 90 GT convertible shell. It was hit in the front, but the whole rest of the car is rust free. So if anybody needed floor pans, rocker pieces, a firewall, or quarter panels, or trunk pan from a rust free 90 GT convertible, and that's not just the only one. I'm sure there's a lot of cars here that have been damaged that still have good panels on them. But don't hesitate to send me a private message on the Facebook page or send an email, and I'll try and get you some exact pictures. That's a 250, Chet. I'm rolling back into some older messages here. I'm real sorry about not answering them right away. Trade cars for a rust-free roller. I have my Capriza rotted beyond. Yeah, well, I can let you talk to Aaron about getting those fixed, but I know you're in West Virginia, so that's probably not the best way to do that. But yeah, actually, in the back here is an 82. It's a hard top. It's an 82 Capri. That one's available. In my other building, I was saying I got an 86, but I could sit here and talk all day. I really should get back to the guy who's trying to buy a car from me and sell one to me. So I appreciate everybody watching. I'll definitely answer some more questions, I'm sure, as this live stream's over. And really appreciate everyone who's hung out today. Talk to you guys soon.